work for who we work for, it is a cheat code during holiday and birthday seasons because there's not much thinking we really got to do. With our discount, what is it? Go to the
Hey,
store real quick.
listen, my brother. Knowing someone who is adjacent to that discount and taking advantage, yeah, it's a real easy. It's
Man, dog, I'm
very
talking like
easy.
you start thinking about like, oh, they birthday coming up. Ah, shit, what type of shoes they like? I'm just going.
Whatever.
I got you. Yeah, whatever.
For me, the hardest part is shopping for me,
Yeah,
right?
I don't.
Because there's certain silhouettes that I love that are extremely affordable with this
The discount.
discount.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah.
like my closet is
Would be.
full
I w-
of one pair of sneaker in multiple colors.
Amen on that. I mean, I feel that. Listen, when I interned at my job back when I was in college, that was. I'm so actually. I look back on it and I'm glad I interned there because during that summer, every paycheck, I'd go use that discount, and it was taking about half my paycheck. Then when you come back full time, you start looking at bills,
Yep.
particularly this one bill called a mortgage, and you start saying, you know what, I'm good on that right now. I'm good
Dog,
on that.
that mortgage hit like a shotgun blast every
Oh
month.
man.
Every month.
And they just raised my HOA dues. I've been sitting
Yep.
and looking. I've been sitting and looking at this paper, just thinking like, how can I just tell them no?
How much did it jump by? Because ours went up too.
I got to look at the original because like I only know like the final amount after the card fees, and after the
Okay.
card fees it's like 380, and they
Okay.
bumped it up to 416, which means after
Whew.
the card, yeah, I know, which means after the card
Woo.
fees is probably gonna be like 430. Oh yeah, I'm
You
tight.
better not have to do anything with a HOA that high.
I mean, what is there to? I mean, I really don't have to do much of anything.
Okay, so it includes like trash.
It does include trash. It includes water. Uh,
Oh, okay. So it includes water too. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay, now we're
yeah,
talking. What else does it
yeah.
include?
Comes with homeowners insurance, walls in, and
Okay.
walls in insurance, and obviously exterior too, because that's the
Yeah.
building. Obviously, not obviously. They clean up like the pool, clean up all the buildings. They make
Oh,
sure
so
that.
you have like a pool, a gym, like
Mhm.
entertainment. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense. I have
and we
none of
have
that
like
stuff.
these small lawns all throughout the property for like pets, and they keep those all trimmed. They keep the mulches and all the bushes all trimmed and whatnot. So they keep
Oh,
like the
okay.
area real clean. So
Okay. That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah, it's annoying. The water being included, big reason why.
Yeah.
Big reason why.
I was like, that's probably the why.
Oh, and electricity in garages is included in HOAs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
so
electricity
yeah.
in your garage, not in your
Oh, not
actual
in your
spot,
place.
in your garage.
Okay. But you have a garage though.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's why when I got this letter and they said they was bringing this bitch up, I just looked at it and I said, how can I tell them no?
Dog, HOA is low key a legal mob.
No,
Like it's a legal mafia because you can't say no. They were like, oh, okay,
we can do boot
take
you
these
out.
late fees. Some HOAs can put you out if you don't make payments after like X amount. I don't know if they can kick you out of your mortgage, but yeah, they can make your life so that you want to move out.
So here's my thing with that. Everybody thinks they petty until they fuck with a real petty person. Someone who like people who do petty shit don't expect petty to be done back to them. So they think that they can just get away with their pettiness until you eventually be like, I don't want to deal with this. But we don't often talk about the times when pettiness gets responded to with pettiness to see, let's just have a full petty chicken off and see who decides to say uncle first. And I'm going to let people know, if you ever get in a petty off with me, be prepared to go for life, because we will go for life. I will
I
take
will.
it to my grave, and I will make sure that I never give you the satisfaction of me saying, you got it. Nope. We'll continue this for life.
Now that I can testify to.
Yeah, we can continue this for life. This is why I double down on I actually try not to beef with people or have like be on bad terms with people, because a lot of people don't know that I really don't give a fuck, bro. And I am not Michelle Obama. When others go high, I go beneath the surface. I'm going really beneath the surface. Matter of fact, and while we're here, to those who don't think that I'm serious about my pettiness, Danny, what I need you to do, take out your phone and open the Sleeper app.
Jesus.
Now we're gonna Bam. I'm glad you're here too. Bam. You gotta find out. Bam said so. You gotta find out if other members of the HOA are taking them serious. Listen, I don't even talk to enough of my neighbors. I should ask you about that. Bam. What I need you to do, if you have your phone, go to the Sleeper app. Open the All Money In Dynasty Football League. I'm going to teach niggas a fucking lesson.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Pardon my French.
Whoa.
Listen. So, to anyone in my All Money In Dynasty League who was wondering who had me tight for the last about 3 weeks.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We don't have to.
You just found out.
Oh, God.
There we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 127 of Speak On It. And you already know when you see this fro, it could only be one bro who just had to get in the Sleeper app and tell someone they got to fucking go. It's your man, Los D-Mix here. How we doing, everyone? Of course, I'm joined by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Danny Ocean. Danny, before I get into it, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following myself, Danny, and the Speak On It pod across socials. That's Speak On It _pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you follow myself at Los D-Mix on Instagram, IG, Twitter, YouTube. If you saw my IG this morning, I'm starting this new thing where every morning when I wake up, I'm just going to put a mix on IG so y'all feel my vibrations. This morning I was on my piano. All in all, I'm here joined by the smoothest ball head on the East Coast, Danny Ocean. Brother, how we doing?
I am great as someone who is naturally conflict averse. Woo!
Yep.
You are, yeah.
No, listen,
I know you and I have talked about this for weeks. We've had this conversation.
Let's start here because I want to air some shit out.
Okay.
This next segment is for my fellow fantasy commissioners out here specifically, and my other fantasy players out here. So in my dynasty league, y'all know I commission 3 leagues. For the most part, I like to think of myself as a really, really fair commissioner. Fair and reasonable. I think if you ask a lot of people in my leagues, I can be an asshole sometimes just off of just me making jokes. But on the most part, I am very reasonable. In my dynasty league, I am probably the most lenient because it's so year round. And there's been such good energy with a lot of the managers in there that I have a lot of trust. Had a lot of trust. So obviously when it comes to the dynasty league, I'm more inclined to give someone maybe a little bit more leeway in terms of just paying because, obviously we got to go through the rookie draft. We got to go through the draft lottery. We're introducing the owners meeting this year so we can talk about rules and changes and the implements that we have. We obviously have the preseason time when everyone's clearly in that fantasy football mode. So in my leagues, usually when it comes to payment and dues, obviously, I'm one of those commissioners. I like all money up front, so we don't really have to worry about it on the back end. But things happen. This is America, one of the most expensive countries to live in. Depending on what state you might be living in, you might be living in one of the more expensive states in the most expensive country in the world. So I understand that sometimes money happens. So I don't try to press people for money. My only thing when it comes to paying dues in a fantasy league is once I start, in August, when I start telling people for sure, start sending in your dues, start sending in your dues, start sending in your dues. If you can't, cool. Just come talk to me. Just come talk to me. And when you come talk to me, I'm going to ask you to explain 1 or 2 things. One, when do you think you'll be able to pay it? Is it one of those things where you maybe just need a few days? That's nothing, bro. You don't have to text me about that. Just send it whenever. Or is it one of those things where you may need some time, money's a little short, financial things happen. Cool. Completely understand. In that case, I'm going to just ask you, please just make sure you pay before the playoffs start so we have money to pay a champion. Before I go any further, does anybody think any of what I just said is asinine, crazy, or borderline remedial? No, I'm not tripping. Pretty fair. Now, I've been commissioning for 3 years now.
It's my third year for this league.
This is year 2 for Dynasty. Year 3. 3. That's my first ever league. So I've been commissioning for 3 years. I've never had an issue with people paying. I'll let y'all know. Everyone who says I might need some time, they have always told me, I'm gonna get you the money, and they got me the money no matter what. No matter what. But I also said when I first started commissioning, the first time somebody tried to run off on the plug with some money, I'm going to get real tight and I'm going to face a decision where I might just nuke the league because I don't really like that. I don't really like that, and it makes me feel a certain way. And if y'all didn't hear at the top of the show, don't go petty for petty with me. You can't out petty me, dog. So in the event that something like that happened, I already had my mind set up that if it came to that, I would just nuke the league. And Danny, God as my witness, everyone, Monday, Danny was the only person who knew I was this close to nuking the whole Dynasty League, dog.
Yes.
Tell me I'm lying. I was texting you. Tell me I'm lying.
Well, we've been talking about this for weeks now, behind the scenes.
And what did I say on Monday? Yo, dog,
you said this might be the last champion, and you felt really bad that there would only be 2 champions in the Dynasty League. Yes, we had that conversation.
Yep. So then I brought it to the league because I don't know how the conversation of dues or something got brought up. Oh, champions. And I said, someone brought up champions, and I said, well, this might be the last champion that we have. And eventually we got into the dues conversation, and I quickly found out a lot of the league agrees with me. So then I thought about it. I slept on it, and I came back and said, this is a good league of managers who are active all year. There's a lot of trades here, and everyone's been very, very consistent on paying. I don't know if it's right to nuke a whole league. I already got to kick dude out, and I'm itching on that. I'm waiting to get him the fuck out of here. Now I got to kick someone else out. So now I'm like, yo, I got to replace 2 people now. Is it worth replacing 2 people, or is it just worth nuking the league? After chatting with the league yesterday and today, I'm going to let everyone know we're not nuking the Dynasty League. Nope. We're going to find 2 other people. So Duke, finish your playoff run. I hope you lose this week. Finish your playoff run. If you win, you're going to be $80 short. You're not getting a single explanation from me. Take that money and shut the fuck up and go. But when you lose, which I hope you do, I'm getting you the fuck up out of here. Now, I already got one dude who's going to replace Duke. And now, new dude who just got booted, we're going to need a replacement for that. So if you're listening to this,
but you got to come correct.
You got to come correct. Now, before we get into the NFL, Danny, last question for you, Kyle, and Akili, right?
And Bam's in here.
Oh, Bam too. So knowing that this person is the 4th person in our constellation tournament, me, you, Bam, and this person, and me and this person now play next week to determine pick 3 and pick 4. Is it fair for me to set the lineup for him, or he has to set a lineup because I'm setting the lineup? Yeah. We're playing for 3 and 4. I'm gonna set his lineup, and I'm gonna set my lineup. I am more than happy to screenshot his lineup for the league and make sure everyone's aligned.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Or maybe someone who is in the other half, like Kyle or Keely, set the lineup because they have no skin in the game.
Yes.
So they can send you who they think should be in the lineup, and then that is an unbiased person. Well, Keely's your friend, so it has to be Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. Akili says Fantasy Pros can set the lineup. Akili, can you give me a little bit more information? Like if I went to Fantasy Pros and maybe insert all the players he had on his roster, you're saying they would generate the best lineup for me? If so, I might do
fair.
That. I would do that.
That is fair and unbiased. Yeah. But I know one thing. We over here around on Asley's tax returns, we are one step closer to having Marvin Harrison join the squad. At least the number 2 overall pick, at minimum.
Oh, brother. brother.
Woo! I said I need another lead pass catcher.
Yeah, that's right. So me and you are going to be picking 1 and 2.
Me and you gonna be picking 1 and 2. We go. Woo! We one step
Damn.
closer. We went.
Damn, that
And
was a big win.
Jalen plays the Giants on Christmas Day. We one step closer, baby. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh man, you want
Welcome to Ronald Asley's tax returns. You went here.
You want to know what's funny? So, as everyone knows, we might as well just keep the dynasty. We can keep the fantasy talk at the upfront since we're here.
Let's go.
So, as everyone knows, in our dynasty league, 10-team, 1 QB PPR dynasty league, I actually own Bam's first round pick, but I played Bam in the first round of the consolation tournament. So the whole time I'm setting the rules of the consolation tournament are you have to set a lineup. You can't leave anybody. You can't leave a single position blank. You got to set a lineup. I'm not going to lie. During the game, my team started winning by so much that I didn't think Bam was going to make the comeback. I started thinking, hey, yo, dog, the Ravens and the Jaguars play at night. I can just take Roquan Smith out of the lineup and find somebody else. I cannot beat Bam. That was the only matchup of the week where I was like, yo, can you lose? Lose. Stop being good. Like, stop scoring. Eventually, Lamar and them, they end up doing what they were supposed to do. So I won in losing because I own Bam's first round pick. So I'm going to be picking 1 or 2 in the draft. So Keon Coleman, Marvin Harrison Jr., you might be a Las Vegas horn duck. Y'all know what you got to do, man.
Oh, I was losing, and I was like, no. And then Jalen said, I got you, buddy. Yeah. Oh, praise God. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be Marvin Harrison and Devontae Smith. Now we talking. Now we cooking.
What's funny is dude that got booted, he owned my first round pick after he traded with Bam for the Cooper Kupp trade. So whoever gets that team is going to get a top 4 pick now.
Yeah.
And whoever gets dude's team is just going to get a good team that's likely going to be in the top 4. So.
Oh, Bam talking spicy. He said D gonna fumble the pick unless Rojo helps.
So as everyone knows, Bam, whose first round pick that I own, says D will fumble the pick unless Rojo helps. Bam, at 101 or 102, I'm telling you, there are like 3 players I know I'm about to take: Marvin Harrison Jr., Keon Coleman, or Malik Neighbors. Just depending on where they go. Very dependent on where they end up, but
completely inappropriate. Every time I hear Malik Neighbors' name, it sounds like a slur.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the NFL.
Is that just me? It does sound like a slur.
You know, one of these days, we need Dr. Umar to do a real 30 for 30 on Black people and the need to make everything racy, because we love to. It'd be funny.
All I'm saying is Roger Goodell at the podium saying Malik Neighbors' name. Like, he is going to have to practice that in the mirror, because if he does not hit every syllable, he's going to be in the meme hall of fame.
Neighbor. Just say neighbor.
Malik Neighbor. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you say it fast.
No. He goes, fam, you've watched the draft. He say everybody name slow.
Someone is going to say Malik Neighbor's name fast on air, whether it's Goodell, someone on the network.
Neighbor.
Yeah. Oh, Malik Neighbors. Oh, man, I love that kid. Like, I'm telling you, John Gruden. I'm telling you.
He don't even work for ESPN.
It don't matter. I'm telling you, dog.
Oh, man.
Malik Neighbors real fast sound like a slur.
Listen. Bam, Keaton Mitchell, please, prayers up. Listen, my team is low-key. They are struggling to survive. I look back on it. I'm actually very surprised that team won 5 or 6 games, because that was not a 5 or 6 win team originally. So we'll see. I like Malik Neighbors. I do like Keon Coleman. Obviously, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. But I don't know. So here's the thing about this new class. I think the only way I wouldn't take a receiver 101, 102, 101 or 102 is if there's a running back that really jumps out. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this is a really deep wide receiver loaded class, and I think there's going to be some value in running backs in the second and third round.
I got 2 second rounders.
And I got 5 third rounders, so I definitely think there's some.
You could be the only one in the draft in the third round.
Yeah, I know. And listen, I found Sam Laporta last year in the third round and flipped that into a first round pick. So Howie is teaching me something. Although Howie ain't been so hot as of late, which leads us, ladies and gentlemen, to our NFL coverage through 15 weeks. Danny, usually we start with Thursday night football, but I'm gonna save that. I'm actually gonna have us start with Monday night football.
Okay.
Because two of us, there are two people in this pod, but one of us decided that he could not watch DK Metcalf potentially ruin his playoff matchup last night. So he took off last night.
Okay.
And I did not watch the game because I was very certain. I was very certain that there's no way Seattle would lose to Philly.
You mean Philly would lose to Seattle?
That's what I meant. I had no idea. I didn't think that there was a way that Philly would lose to Seattle.
Me either. Hey, man, I ain't got nothing but these boys frauds. Like Drew Lock led a 92-yard touchdown in under 2 minutes with 1 timeout, and he scored. Hey, dog, you a fraud. I ain't got nothing to say. It wasn't Patrick. It wasn't Josh. It wasn't Joe. It wasn't Justin. It wasn't Lamar. Gino. It won't even Gino. It was Drew Lock. Yo, you a fraud. Like capital F. Like I ain't got nothing for you. I don't know what's wrong with Jalen. He keep trying to throw these home runs. They were moving the ball. That first drive was perfect, right? 5 yards here, 6 yards there, 8-minute drive. Like that's the Eagles in 2023. And then at that last one, like there's a still. The Eagles had 2 timeouts. It was like 20-something seconds left. Like he's throwing that bomb to AJ, and Kenny Gainwell is right there with like 30 yards of grass in front of him. Like he picks up the first down, you get in the field goal range, gets a field goal, going to overtime, see what happens. Nah, I'm gonna throw this Hail Mary to AJ Brown, and it gets intercepted. Like that's been the 2023 Eagles. There's another one. The other shot played there was another shot played to AJ, and Devontae's running a drag across the middle of the field again, wide open, 30 yards of grass, and Jalen's like, nah, let's just throw this bomb to AJ. So they're frauds. I wouldn't be shocked. So the next 3 games are Giants, Cardinals, Giants. I would not be shocked if they lose to the Giants once. I'm dead serious, dog. James
and gentlemen of the jury, do you see what happens in 7 days' time? No. Do you see what happens in 21 days' time?
It's not that. It's the fact that it was Drew Lock. Like when they got the ball, Seattle got the ball on their own 8. I tweeted this and I was like, the Eagles gonna lose this game. I just knew it in my heart. And sure enough, like wherever James Bradbury was, Drew Lock was like, you catching this ball. And sure enough.
Listen, I was reading the headline that Seattle had beat Philly like 6 times in a row, and I said
they haven't beat Seattle in 20 years.
In 20?
It's like 20. Pete Carroll is undefeated against them. The Eagles haven't beat Seattle in like 15, 20 years.
I don't even the thing is the Seahawks don't even beat like
like they had the Russ era. So they had the Russ era, and then they played Seattle in the playoff game. That's the game. Carson got knocked out, and Josh McCown played on torn hamstring. They lost that game.
And then we played the Seahawks the very next week, and I think we beat the hell out of them.
I think you did. I think you throttled them. So, yeah, here's how the Eagles season is going to go. They're not getting the 1 seed because San Francisco would have to lose twice, and the Eagles have to win out. San Fran not losing twice. So San Francisco will be the 1 seed. The Eagles went out.
Does play Baltimore, though.
Yeah, but they can lose to Baltimore. It doesn't matter. So they have to lose 2 games, and the Eagles have to win out for the Eagles to get the 1 seed. If the Eagles win out, they win the division. They get the 2 seed probably, and you get 2 home playoff games. Okay, that's cool. You'll probably win both of them, and then you go to San Francisco and get throttled. And then it's the other one where they don't win the division. They're the 5 seed. They have to go to Atlanta. Okay, and then you're probably going to have to go to San Francisco. Either way, the season's going to end probably in San Francisco.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I just want y'all to really, if anyone in here has maybe like a capsule in history at how my co-host was talking about the Eagles 14 days ago versus now.
What am I supposed to say, man? It
Drew
was
Lock has
Drew
broken y'all.
Lock.
Drew Lock has
You
broken.
gave up a game-winning drive to Drew Lock? What? How's that supposed to instill confidence in me?
So do you remember last week when I said, do you think there's a chance that like Dallas may have just given the world the blueprint to really San Francisco may have really given the blueprint to how to beat y'all? And you said, nah, I'm good. What are we gonna do? Lose to Seattle? Lose to the Giants? Lose to the Cardinals? And I said, nah, you're right. There's no way y'all should lose this.
Like, this offense has no idea how to play football anymore, and it's like, did you? Oh, so on
what
the
you're
Manning,
saying is that Shane Steichen took all the okay. So Shane Steichen took the offense
he took everything,
and Jalen
dog.
Hurts' ability to play quarterback with him.
Yep, he took something, dog. Did on the Manning cast last night? Did you see the clip? The Eagles and Christian McCaffrey's on. He was calling the plays. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's the QB draw." Dallas Goedert's in the backfield. I was like, "Jesus, man."
We figured y'all out. Yo, fam, I saw a whole discourse. This is how I know Eagles fans. Y'all are funny. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to that point in the Eagles downturn this season. We are starting to see is Nick Sirianni even really like that?
Which is crazy to me. Like, I'm not that. Yeah, I've seen people like, "Oh man, Jalen's not the guy." Like, what are you talking about, man? Y'all shut up. Those aren't Eagles fans. Those are content creators.
Man.
Like,
Listen,
Nick Sirianni has the best winning percentage of like any starting coach in Eagles history. Like, chill out, dog.
but you saw what Buddy, who made the game-winning interception, had to say about Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, he was with the Giants. He hates Nick.
Yeah, but he said that he inherited a really good team. He said he could go out there and coach that team to be good.
Which is crazy because he wasn't good enough to be a Giant.
But he was good enough to keep y'all from winning.
He was.
And
but you know what?
Go ahead.
This that bullshit where they'll turn it around and they'll be in the NFC Championship game and it'll be competitive, and then I'll be here very happy. We gotta keep hope alive, baby.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told my other Eagles homie he was going through it earlier in my other fantasy group chat. I told him I am still praying for a Dallas Philly NFC Championship game because y'all both of y'all's teams have put y'all's fan bases through ups and downs, which tells me that y'all both gonna get it right at the same time, and it's gonna come to a head at the NFC Championship game. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't
talk
realize
about
how
that for
really
a second?
funny that would be.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Talk about it.
Can we talk about Cowboys fans who are out here relishing in the Eagles' loss? Dog, Josh Allen just shot y'all.
Let's talk
Like,
about it.
He just shot a video in the back of the van and y'all were the actor. Like, what are we talking about? Yo, they ran through them.
It was
pathetic. You got the nerve to look at me. Dog, that game was over by dinner. I had turned the television off. And you got the nerve to laugh at me?
Yeah, but
last time I checked, the Eagles beat the Bills.
Yeah, last time I checked, the Cowboys beat the Seahawks.
Barely.
but
they still won. That's fair. All I'm saying is,
oh man,
how can you sit here talking about us losing and you got throttled? Like, you're probably still sore.
Do you think that Dallas Buffalo game? Do you think that changes anyone's thoughts on Dallas? I mean, not Dallas, on Dak potentially winning the MVP, or do you think that game really springboards Josh Allen into MVP conversation?
Josh Allen is not the MVP. Brock Purdy's going MVP or Christian McCaffrey. One of the two.
Yo,
a YT man is going to be holding up the MVP trophy.
Listen, Brock Purdy, I'm gonna let you know right now. Your campaign needs to get a little bit stronger, brother, because a lot of people don't even think you're the best. A lot of people are going to give that one to Christian McCaffrey before,
and they should. Here's my only fear about San Francisco. I know they play Baltimore on Christmas. They could move on. Christian McCaffrey has, I believe, the most touches out of anyone in the NFL. That's going to catch up to you. Like Kyle Shanahan, like after this Ravens game, he needs the Dallas back, but they'll have the bye week, so hopefully that helps. But at some point, man, all those touches catch up to you, and maybe
and the Ravens are physical. Like
and
that's
the
going to be
Ravens
a
are
physical game.
physical. Like it's going to catch up to you. That's all. That's my only concern about the 49ers and Brock Purdy playing from behind.
I mean, people got to score on them first. It's hard. I don't know. Speaking of the Ravens, they beat up on the Jacksonville Jaguars and clinched a playoff berth. Looking at the AFC, I'm going to be honest. I am still sticking by my guns on the Ravens coming out of the AFC.
Yep.
I know originally I had the Jaguars being my 1 seed, so last night kind of nipped that one in the bud in terms of the Jags being the 1 seed. But I think I guess I feel good about the Ravens kind of locking up that 1 seed, and I just think as I've seen the Ravens against the AFC field, I'm at a point now where I'm feeling really confident on their brand of football. I think this can be the year. Really, I'm going to double down on my preseason thing. I'm going to triple down now. I really think the Ravens can go to the Super Bowl. I think if they play their right game of football, I think they're going. I just think there's too much. Like they're too good on offense. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball now. They're way too good at defense. Like if you don't keep up with them, if you're not able to keep that offense off the field and score points, I think the Ravens are going to be a really, really hard team to beat.
I agree. I'm really interested to see Patrick Mahomes play a road playoff game because that's on the menu.
So I mean, we can listen. Look, let's go back to Thursday night while we're here because it's kind of all ties in. You saw that those two AFC rivals play Thursday night, the Raiders and the Chargers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not heard, the Raiders put the Chargers on the casting couch and said, "Drop your pants." It got ugly,
and fast. 5 other dudes walked in.
It got ugly fast. So ugly, Brandon Staley was not even able to clean out his locker. He was fired as they walked back, and he knew it. So we can, I think, based off that game and based off the Lions schlackling the Broncos over the weekend, me and you, I feel like we're pretty aligned that we think the Chiefs are going to just win the division by default.
Yes.
So they're going to get one home playoff game. Who do you think the Chiefs go to for that second one? So let's just assume they end up as.
So they'd be the 3 seed.
Now they'd be the 2 seed.
Would they?
Let's see. Ravens would be 1. Who's the next best division?
Hold on. Let's see.
That might be the Dolphins. Oh, they would be the 3 seed because if the Dolphins, yeah. So
right now the Chiefs would be the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So let's play this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. Because 3 would play 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Where's
and that would be
Cincinnati. So Miami would play Indy, Kansas City would play Cincinnati, Cleveland would play Jacksonville.
Oh, that Cleveland-Jacksonville game would be physical. That would be physical. Honestly, I think first off, I think Cincinnati is the one team that the Chiefs do not want to play first round because that's probably like not their best matchup, matchup wise.
Correct. And if all the top seeds win, then Kansas City would have to go to Miami, which I think they could do.
Because Miami plays the style of defense where it's touch-up defense.
I think again, I think we're going to have an AFC Championship game, but this time Patrick Mahomes isn't at home.
Yeah, which I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If my homie can make a run in this postseason and he only had 1 home playoff game,
now we talk. Dog, y'all wild in the chat.
I'm gonna say this: if Patrick Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl only having one home AFC playoff game this year, I'm gonna look at the AFC very, very funny because this would have been the year.
Nope, I'm not looking at the AFC. I'm looking at Lamar. Because, buddy, if there was ever a time for you.
I mean, yes, obviously it starts at looking at Lamar funny, but there's a few teams in the AFC that I'm like, dog, at what point do y'all just admit that y'all just can't beat this dude?
Who are the other teams? Like, who are the other teams do you think? I don't think Miami has a losing record against winning teams. I think they're paper tigers. The Bengals don't have Joe Burrow. The Browns have an elite defense.
Are still dangerous.
The Bills ain't even in the playoffs right now. They might not make it.
I think the Bills are going to make it there. I think I think the Browns, they might like I would be upset. Like I'm looking at the Browns a little funky because it's like y'all can't say it's a quarterback because y'all haven't really had a quarterback all year. Y'all have been winning just by defense,
Pure
and
deep.
pure
Dog,
defense and run the ball. So like,
Jim Schwartz is hilarious.
wasn't he an Eagles defensive coordinator too?
He was the Eagles. He was the Eagles D coordinator when they won the Super Bowl.
Why did he get fired?
Oh, Jim Schwartz's time at the end of his Eagles tenure was very nasty. His defense was very gross, but he didn't have Myles Garrett on that defense, and he didn't have elite corners. So he played this defense. We called it sticks defense, or just cover 3 where all the corners would stand at the first down marker, but they couldn't tackle. So it'd be like 3rd and 5, and he would go into his sticks defense, and they would always get the first down because they couldn't tackle. Dog, they're like, get Jim out of here.
The NFL.
Jamie, does he still run the sticks defense? I feel like he has better athletes in
God.
Cleveland. He can run stuff that's a little bit more exotic. But yeah, towards the end at Philly, sticks defense was just
Speaking of which, Jamie said the Eagles beat the Bills beat the Cowboys beat the Eagles, the 49ers destroyed the Eagles and Cowboys. So, and the Browns beat the 49ers. So who's the best of the best? Let me tell you something. Stop me if you heard this before. If the Cleveland Browns had their starting quarterback,
not the nasty man. I don't know what you're talking about. Not the nasty man.
let the nasty man get healthy. Listen,
what he getting healthy at?
Hopefully not near any massage parlors. Yo, going back to that Lions Broncos game, did you see that clip of Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson?
Hilarious.
I was like, yeah, get his ass, Sean. That was Sean saying, stop fucking this up.
Dog. Sean just laying the groundwork to get Russ out of there.
He trying
his best to get Russ out of there.
I know for sure Sean Payton is wondering how much assets could I get back? Like a team that how much would the Falcons give up for
how much would and then how much would Indianapolis give me for Gardner Minshew?
Shit.
Hey, Sean Payton would love to roll out Gardner Minshew as his starting quarterback for a year.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Shoot. I guess since we talked about the Eagles, we have to talk about the Packers and how the Packers went out there on Sunday afternoon and let Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like the 2007 Patriots in that off. I mean, bro, Tampa Bay may have punted the football 1 or 2 times the entire game. We were so bad. So bad that like by midway through the third, I was just like, oh, so that whole month that we were winning games, that was a facade. This is the real team. Because that's what happens when you have a really, really young team. So I guess with that, again, I'm continued to be impressed by Jordan Love. I continue to be impressed by like the offense when they're clicking and hitting on cylinders. This is a really good offense, and the numbers say it too. I want to believe this is like a top, for sure. I know it's a top 15 defense. I might want to say top 10, maybe top 12. This is a really good offense, and it's very, very young, which is telling me as this team gets more experience, more games under their belt, I think this is going to be a really, really good team. With that said, Joe Barry, listen, man. I don't know what type of dirt you got on Matt LaFleur. I don't know if you caught him with somebody else's wife. I don't know if he owe you money. Whatever you're doing, whatever, just let it go. Stop holding me, my team's defense, and this franchise behind. Your defense is not good, and we do not have Aaron Donald. Your defense stinks, and it's time for you to go, Joe Barry.
Sound familiar.
It's time for you to go. Respectfully, it's just time for you to go. It's so funny. Like, I know there are people out there who say, you guys have no idea. You guys are just watching. Like, just so many bigger things than just what the coordinator's calling. Yeah, I hear you, dog. But, like, this has been a repeated thing. This isn't just a this year thing. Joe Barry has been the defensive coordinator at least for the last 2 to 3 years, and it has gotten shaky every single year. At some point, brother, you got to go. This is the National Football League, and we're in the business of winning football games. It ain't Matt LaFleur is doing what he can, but Joe Barry, you tell me why the fuck you're putting linebackers. Oh, Kyle just took the words right out of my fucking mouth. Tell me why the fuck, Joe Barry, you are having linebackers cover slot wide receivers. We have this thing called, I don't know, slot fucking corners. And we got a few of them. This is the thing. We have good corners. We don't got no scrubs out there. We ain't the Eagles secondary. We got some people who can play out there.
Oh, come on, man. That was unnecessary.
I mean, technically, y'all do got the worst pass defense in the league. So
you're gonna find out when they beating y'all ass in the first round of the playoffs in Philadelphia.
Playoffs
at the link.
Playoffs, brother. We just lost to the Buccaneers.
Oh, we just lost to the Seahawks. We just lost to Drew Lock.
Yeah, but like y'all were picked to go back to the Super Bowl this year. We were picked to like hopefully find a starting quarterback. Big difference. Like we are bad on defense. And it's not like we have bad personnel, because at every level on defense, whether it's defensive line, linebackers, or secondary, we have guys who can play. So why the fuck? Why the fuck? And it's like situational. That's what really bugs me.
Oh, that's the worst.
Like it be situationally third and 3. You give up 22. Get the fuck out of here.
You know who that sounds like? Sean Desai.
Yeah. Oh man. Some other quick ones we can go over. Do you think Kansas City righted the ship when they beat up on the Patriots this weekend?
I mean, I'm gonna say yeah, because hopefully we beat up on the Giants on Christmas Day, and I can say we righted the ship. So yeah, the Chiefs righted the ship.
Kadarius Toney, you probably got 1 or 2 more drops.
0 drops. He is a cartoon character. That man is hilarious.
No, Kadarius Toney. I'm gonna tell you like this, Kadarius Toney. Patrick Mahomes is not going to be walking back to that sideline frustrated and avoiding you for much longer. Pretty soon, you're just going to be removed from the sideline. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't really need to go into that Panthers Falcons mid-off. They're just bad.
Great TV.
I don't know if we need to go into the Browns and the Bears. All I'm gonna say is the Bears can't even fail at a Hail Mary right. Like even in that, they find ways to lose on Hail Marys and heartbreaking.
But you know who'd catch that? Marvin Harrison Jr.
You're right. Here's a good note on from Jamie in regards to some of the Packers defense. So Jamie said the Packers are 12th worst versus wide receivers, allowing 50% of their points to the slot with 17.3 points per game and 17 to the wide out to the wide receiver out wide. All in all, we're not putting our corners in the best position. That's all I'm gonna say.
Browns Packers Super Bowl, maybe in the 60s.
Danny, one last thing I wanted to talk to you about in regards to football, but these are two teams that I really want your opinion on this. So I don't know if the people out here have a Twitter or an X, but yesterday Rashard Mendenhall came out with a very interesting tweet that basically said, I don't know why some of y'all white folks out here be talking like y'all know ball. Rashard Mendenhall basically said, yo, if we did an all-white team versus an all-black team for the Pro Bowl, the all-white team might send us back to Jim Crow days by how they'd get embarrassed out there.
Yes.
And one of my favorite accounts on Twitter, or X, Will Compton, came out with a hilarious video breaking it down. The all-white. He broke down the all-white roster and the all-white team. Did you happen to see it?
I did not. I didn't want to watch anything because I wanted to think through this on my own without any influence. When you put this down, I am gonna watch it tonight.
So I'm gonna tell you what Will Compton basically said about the all-white team, and then we can discuss the all-black team.
Okay.
So Will Compton basically said, "Yo, when it, he went through like position groups. He said, and he only used current players. That was the thing. We're only using current players.
Right. Only using current players.
So of course he starts off quarterback. We got some guys for that. Wide receiver. He said wide receiver. We got Cooper Kupp. And then he said, actually, I think he said, this may be weird. call me crazy, but I think if you don't say, he said, if you don't say the word, I think you should be able to play on the all-white team. So I think we should be able to get Puka Nacua.
Yes, I was thinking of Puka. Yes.
So I'm already dying laughing. Tight end. Oh yeah. Oh, they're stacked at tight end. They got all the tight end. He was very confident in the tight end position. Very confident. He was so confident. He was like, actually, if we can't get Puka Nacua, we can have Cooper Kupp as wide receiver 1 and Travis Kelce as wide receiver 2, and then do the 2 tight end sets with Hawk and what's other dude name?
Kittle?
Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah, we ain't got to Kittle and Goddard yet. Yeah,
Kittle. That was the other guy. It was Kittle because Mark Andrews is hurt. So he said we can run the 2 tight ends with Hawk and Kittle. We can have Travis Kelce as wide receiver 2 if we can't get Puka, and obviously Cooper as our wide receiver 1. Offensive line, name some really good guys.
They stacked on the offensive line.
Yeah,
that's their strongest position group.
They're definitely their strongest.
Way strong. That's their position.
Then obviously when it came to the running back, they got the Great White Hope, Christian McCaffrey, easily
wearing do-rags on his.
So then he said, now when it comes to the defense, this is where we might get a little tricky. He said, he basically said, yo, we got to play. He said we basically got to play. We got to play prevent defense. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of speed on the other side, and I don't know. And if we can't get hands on them, they beat us over the top. We're in trouble. We're just gonna play prevent defense and make sure just don't let anything in front of us. Because at defensive line, we're good, right? We got some
dog. You tell the Bosa brothers that they play in the all black team. You ain't got to worry about playing preview defense because it's gonna be a sack every play.
So he said, yeah, we got. He named some defensive linemen. He named a few linebackers. Then he said, now when it came to the secondary, now he said safety, Harrison Bryant from the Vikings.
Yep.
He named somebody else, another white one that
Reed Blankenship.
Named Reed Blankenship. Then he was like, now, cornerback, this is where we're gonna have some issues. He said, honestly, our CB1, we're likely going to need Christian McCaffrey just to come to the other side.
Pull a Travis Hunter.
You're just going to need him to come to the other side and play CB1. And then he said, for CB2, I'm going to be honest with you. We don't really have a lot of white corners in the league right now. We actually have a total of 0. So we'd probably ask that guy from Iowa if he want to just come up to the big leagues and play with us. Dog, I couldn't stop laughing. By the time I finished the video, I was like, honestly, all these are very good points.
Very good points. Okay, I have to watch it.
So, Danny, with that being said, let's start thinking about the all-black team.
The first question, do we get Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
Okay, that's easy.
Because I feel like in Patrick Mahomes' spare times,
but I don't know, though. I feel like he says it, but he doesn't say it as much. Like, should we just go with Lamar, or do you want to go with Patrick?
I mean, well, it's Pro Bowl style. So we're going to bring a couple anyway.
Okay, so we get Lamar and Patrick, Jalen if you want.
Jalen can be our backup.
Okay, so offensive line.
Trent,
the white people get Lane Johnson. Dang.
Yeah, that was a right tackle. Our left tackle would be
Trent Williams.
Left guard and guard, I don't know. I got to think of a
center too. Right tackle, we got to think, man.
I know the offensive line is where
we have them. We just need to know where they're at.
Yeah, we just know. Yeah, like the Teron Armsteads, like those guys. They're somewhere in there. You just got to think about it, right? So we can come back to the offensive line.
Yeah, running back.
Running back. Oh man, we got a few.
How do we want to run this offense?
I mean, do you want this to be smash mouth or no? Actually, it'd be easier if we think about wide receivers because I think if you figure out the wide receivers, you'll be able to tell who if you want to run the ball.
Tyreek Hill, wide receiver 1.
Wide receiver 1, Tyreek Hill. Wide receiver 2, Justin Jefferson. No, well, if it's Pro Bowls, who's having Mike Evans or Keenan Allen?
No, I don't. I don't care about stat. I'm talking about just in general. Jettas is number 2. Yeah.
Okay. Jettas is number 2.
Jettas is number 2.
Jettas
is our slot, and Jamar Chase is. Whoo! Jesus on the. God damn.
And then coming off the bench, we just got CeeDee Lamb.
We just got CeeDee Lamb. Whatever. And we can't forget, and AJ is our emergency.
Oh yeah, AJ is emergency. We just trick plays only. If that guy comes out, it's a problem.
Tight ends.
Oh, and Devontae Adams somewhere just sitting over there.
Yeah,
We-
Devontae just chilling somewhere, minding
Yeah.
his business with Mike
tight end,
Evans. And you got Kyle Pitts, but I feel like we're getting into the range of Kyle Pitts being a bust. I feel like we're starting to enter that
I mean,
territory.
can you? Serious question. Give me some black tight ends right now.
Hey man, all I got is Kyle Pitts.
I might pull. I'm not.
Oh,
taking
David Njoku.
I'm taking Njoku, and I'm taking the. I'm starting with Njoku. I might take the tight end from Tennessee, Ngankwo.
Oh yeah,
Might take
yeah.
him.
Now we talking about Darnell Washington, and he don't get no burn in Pittsburgh.
Nah, we're not taking. I mean, David
All
Njoku.
the- I mean, yeah,
David
the white people got tight end on lock. Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram. Fuck David.
Okay.
No, we bringing them both. Evan Ingram and David Njoku. We bringing them both. We got to need a backup.
Kyle,
So, yeah,
you a secret agent for the
know.
black team. Appreciate you.
know.
Kyle's giving us a guard. You
I
giving us
brother
a
got
tight
some
end.
jungle fever over there. All right, so we got it. Okay, so now with those wideouts, now we can go to our running back room. So we got some fast. We got some fast wide receivers. We got some fast tight ends. So I feel like for a running back, we need smash mouth.
We need someone punch you in the mouth. Gus Edwards.
What black running backs?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker hasn't been having a bad season. I would say
Saquon. I know Saquon's been hurt, but Raheem.
That's not. Oh, actually, Raheem might be my RB1. Let's have speed and lightning. Raheem is our speed. Who's our light? Who's that power?
Kenneth Walker. But he has a little bit of speed too. I'm trying to think who is like, yo. Or if we white people get Cal Juszczyk too. God, dog, man.
I can tell you this one. If we wanted speed at every position, then our two running backs would just be Raheem Mostert and Jahmyr Gibbs.
And who? Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, and
David Montgomery could be our power back.
David Montgomery could be our third down back for short yardage. Oh man, we have a lot of speed. I don't know if the white team can keep up. They might.
We got to kill them with speed because they're gonna try to kill. They're gonna try to kill us with power. So we got to kill them with speed.
Yeah, and just off this offense alone, I can tell you right now, some hard ERs are getting thrown out there on second.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, dog. Nick Bosa gonna have a ball. He gonna line up over each lineman.
Now let's think of. Now when we go to the defensive end, let's start the defensive line. Aaron Donald.
We're
gonna bring Myles Garrett in there.
Myles Garrett.
Who did you just say?
Jalen Carter is the other
Jalen Carter.
Myles Garrett.
Who else?
Who's that other DM?
Dude from Micah Parsons.
And, Micah.
And that other interior lineman from the Cowboys. He's got like the
Awuzie.
That'd be the other one.
Okay.
Rotate in. Then at linebacker, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, Roquan.
Fred Warner. I think all we need is two. I think
and you can have Bobby Wagner coming off the bench.
And then corner. I mean, it's locked. It's locked the fuck down.
Whoever you want.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
We have 32 teams worth of starting corners. Who the fuck do you want?
Who do you want? Y'all rock paper scissors. Let me know. Oh yeah, Kyle. We could have Bijan at running back.
Oh yeah.
All right, then safety, Kyle Hamilton.
And then the other safety would be who?
I would say Derwin James. I feel like Derwin's a little bit over. We're starting to get a little bit overrated with Derwin.
Listen, Derwin. All I'm saying is Derwin might have us getting penalized quite a few times.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, we don't need that foolishness.
Shoot.
Oh, Honey Badger.
There we go. Look at that. So all in all, that all white team, y'all in problem.
Here's the only thing the all white team would do, and they could do this, is play keep away. Like they'd run a slow, methodical offense, 8-minute drives, time of possession. They could slow the game down.
How?
Ball control. You have Kyle Juszczyk as your fullback. CMC, you have an elite offensive line.
Brother,
you have tight ends galore.
What is that offensive line going to do when Myles Garrett, that defensive front is going to put up?
I hear you. You're right. I'm just saying it's
all I'm gonna say is if the black team gets the ball first, it's donezo. It's donezo. It's donezo. Because we're gonna score. We're gonna score fast.
Dog. Jamie talking about an all Asian team.
Now Jamie said, why we gotta separate race? Where's the all Asian team?
Jamie said, "You wait."
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, I
I'm
forgot
trying
about Kyler.
to-
Wait, Josh Jacobs is Asian? When that happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, on Jamie's All Asian NFL Pro Bowl team, Younghoe Koo, Cameron Bynum, Kyler Murray, Taylor Rapp, and Josh Jacobs.
When did Josh Jacobs become Asian?
The same day SZA became Muslim.
This is news to me. I had no idea.
Listen, if Josh, you know what? I'm not going to say it. Let's go to the NBA. Let's go to
Okay,
another league.
yeah.
All in all, if you out here think the all-white team can beat the all-black team, please check the NFL Hall of Fame records because I just anyway,
they have a chance.
The NBA is back doing what the NBA does best, being back on their bullshit. Danny, there's a few things. There's a few things I want to discuss. Let's start with Draymond Green. He's been indefinitely suspended.
Yep.
After he tried
on purpose.
He tried to knock Yusuf Nurkic's head off, and he's been suspended indefinitely. They're saying it's going to be at least at a minimum of 3 weeks, so essentially through the end of the year. Through the end of the year. And then, after you get some counseling, the Warriors and the league will work with him to see when and if he's able to return. How do you think the Warriors move forward? And no, I don't care how they move forward. Let's just get these jokes off.
Yes. My brother.
Why?
If you want to retire, just retire. Like, you ain't got to be walking around punching and choking people to get thrown out the league, dog. Just retire.
The thing is, if you were at home just sitting back watching that game and you saw it in real time, you was like, yo, dog, he did not want to be playing basketball that night.
Like, if you don't want to play that night, just say, hey, Steve, my ankle hurts.
My ankle.
Like, you ain't got to go punch people in the face.
Because, Nurk was holding on to you, but, bro, he playing basketball, bro. Ain't doing nothing but playing basketball. What are we doing? And you saw the velocity in which he came around. Like,
that was a dog. Like, what are we doing?
Look, I knew it was bad. He did it in front of the Warriors bench, and they were just kind of like,
what
the fuck are you doing?
The funniest thing about every Draymond incident is he's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I got to get better. It's like, dog, you are 33.
You 36, big fella.
Yeah. Like, what?
At some point, I just wanted to be like, Draymond, why? Like, mad or not, but like, why? Like, where is this in our NBA nowadays? Like, why? But man, that shit was funny. Matter of fact,
it was hilarious.
I could tell by how he did not argue that he knew he was.
He knew.
Speaking of being up out of here or not being up out of here, depending on who you want to ask, Anthony Edwards is having to apologize after his private conversations were leaked. What were these private conversations? In a nutshell, Anthony Edwards was looking for a Deletus fetus, and he did not get Deletus fetus. And he was just asking Shorty, please send the video. Like, send my confirmation. He sent you $100K, Deletus fetus, please. And she, in turn, basically put their whole private conversation out there for public fodder. And now everyone out here is thinking that Anthony Edwards is not pro-choice. But I think he's very much pro-choice. He was just trying to choose not to have a baby with this girl. Then, was Anthony Edwards the victim?
In regards to having his privacy broken, yes, leaking those text messages. I know this is sort of a semi-serious conversation, but homegirl, $100K.
Oh no, we here to get these jokes. Yo, newsflash, we here to get these jokes off. We start this off with Deletus fetus.
I did catch that.
Jokes galore. Go.
Listen, dog. You young girls, you got to blackmail more than 100,000. Like 100,000, you could have got that from Jordan back in the 90s. You need to add another zero to that. What is 100,000? You could have got $1 million.
Bam said it better than me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, particularly my young ladies around here. if you're going to be tricked on by an NBA player and in return he get the fuck raw and you get money, I feel like you're going to have this conversation very often. So delete.
Did you see the funniest part of the whole conversation? She found some AI generated photo of a mixed baby and sent it to him, and he was like, "Wow, that's crazy. Delete it.
Delete it." I feel him.
Can I talk to the young folks for a second?
Let's talk to him because I'm gonna follow up with the right hand afterwards.
Yeah, I know when you're young, it's easy to get lost in the sauce. You want to shoot clubs up, but here's the thing about shooting clubs up. Eventually,
Figuratively speaking, people, he's talking figuratively.
Oh speaking. Yeah, figurative, not like yeah. Thank you. One day, a body's gonna get pulled out that club, and it's a body that's gonna stick with you forever. Just be careful, man. If you don't want to have, if you can't envision yourself having a child with the person you're sleeping with, just wear a condom. That's all. That's all you got to do. And I know it's hard in the moment, but protect yourself.
Danny is right, people. Danny is right. First and foremost, prevention is better than the cure, as I heard.
Hello.
So yes, the best way to prevent this is technically to wrap that thing up.
Or now, have a schmortion fund.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. If you are going to choose to not delete his fetus, don't be mad when you end up with a deadbeat father. I think that's fair. If I'm asking you, yo, I don't want you, ma'am, I don't want you to have my baby. I'm going to give you $100,000 to ensure that you never have my baby because I don't want you bringing any child of mine into this world. You. I think more ladies should really internalize what they hear when they get into these situations because the writing is on the wall. Listen, if he wants to have a baby with you, there would never be a conversation about whether you're going to keep it or not, right?
Or, thank you, ma'am. If you don't want her to have your baby, do not finish inside of her. That's all.
Okay.
And I know you be getting lost in the sauce. I get it.
Oh, okay. Yes. Again, prevention is better than the cure. Yes. You could just keep your nut out of her. But morally, why do you women want to bring babies in the world where like the father does not want to be involved with you, this baby, or anything to do with it? He's essentially saying, if you have this baby, I don't give a fuck about you or this child. Why do you want to?
I feel that's a bit extreme. I feel like some people want to be parents.
My man sent you $100,000 and said delete his fetus and didn't say no, didn't even want to give you another sentence. All he kept saying was delete it. What is there to argue about? Like
now we're getting into a philosophical conversation. Now we're getting into a philosophical conversation.
Jamie says, then why do the mothers always get custody? Like if I put $1 in a vending machine, does that Coke belong to me or the vending machine? He also says, if women have the choice to opt out of a pregnancy, why do males not get the choice to opt out of fatherhood? Instead, we get stuck with 18 years of child support. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Again, this is turning into a philosophical conversation.
I just don't.
If you ejaculate inside of her, you don't have any control. Like that's it. Like if you get her pregnant and she decides to keep the child, that is her right. And if you don't want to be the father, then you don't have to. I mean, you are the father. I mean, if you want to be an active father, you don't have to be an active father. But
you don't have to be present.
The person who gives life usually will have, I don't want to say control, but they would have the upper hand.
Okay,
in
cool.
the eyes of the law.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yo, have control. I just don't give a fuck about what y'all got going on over there.
Yeah,
yo, I'm all for deadbeat dads when like they never wanted this kid to begin with. Yo, if you have expressed to this woman, please don't. Yo, if someone's begging you, please don't have this kid. Like, how? Your mind don't tell you something there.
Well, again, you don't.
Like nothing, like someone
Because there are
literally
people who want to be parents, right? Like if someone wants to be a
go
mom,
be a parent with someone who wants to be a parent with you.
it's not always that easy. If it were
It
that easy,
is.
it wouldn't be no problem.
It is. Athletes fucking hoes is like porn stars fucking porn stars, bro. It's so. Why do you want you like you're getting fucked on and nutted in is one thing. That's cool. Everybody done got nutted in every time. Hopefully she got some type of protection on. Not all ladies. I'm not talking about men. Hey, relax. But ladies been getting nutted in. It's ladies been getting nutted in since the end of time. My father was doing it. Your father was doing it. The Temptations was doing it. Earth, Wind, and Fire was doing it. Luther might have been doing it. I don't know what all he was doing in his private time. But this is not about having kids, and that is the real issue. This is not about the betterment, and they come to you about like, well, I want to protect the baby. Yo, first off, he was telling her, yo, please, I don't want to have this baby. Please delete it. She talking about some. I still regret the previous abortion I had, and he's basically like, no, stick to topic. I'm sorry if that happened to you, but stick to the topic. Get rid of this baby. He's telling you,
you want more trauma. I want you to have
less
I'm
trauma.
with Bam. Don't listen. When you reach a certain status in regards to fame and money, you should understand that the people you surround yourself with and decide to lay down with, you need to assume they are in it to get something out of you that is not goodwill. And again, don't nut in her. Protect yourself. And if you do, and which she has the right to say, hey, I want to keep this, then
I feel like they should have the right to say, I don't want to be a father.
And you can say, hey, I do not want to be a father to this child. You can say that.
Good. Listen, I want everyone to know I'm pro-life. Very much. But no, very much pro-life. But I think it's asinine, and I think it's very immoral to bring a child in the world when it's clear one half of the parenthood does not want to be involved with this child.
So what's the difference between, okay, say like what happened to Iggy Azalea? Who does she have that baby with? Or Brittany Renner? Who does she have that baby with?
Bro, but Brittany Renner made it obvious that was her goal.
I'm saying like going in, they wanted whoever Iggy Azalea dated. Like they decided they wanted to have a child. She had the child because they both agreed to it, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm good on this fatherhood stuff."
That's different. No, that's different. Okay. That you got to pay up, homeboy. Nah, you don't get to renege. Don't renege after she went through all that. Y'all was together, and because y'all had a falling out, now you don't. That way different. I'm on the side of the mother with that. Run it up on his child support, because the fuck. But if after this is done and you're still in the process, and my man's saying, "Yo, please, like I cannot take care of a baby. I am not in any type of mental or emotional shape. I was just fucking, and it felt good." And you gonna internalize that, and then still have that.
That's an expensive lesson.
But I guess my thing is the money worth it, because you're about to have a really, really unhappy child, and I don't think it's fair to the child.
I don't know if the child's going to be unhappy. You can say that child.
Brother, that child, in the case of just sticking in the athletes, that child's going to have a parent who kind of don't want them, or kind of don't want them, and as they get older, more cognizant, they're going to be in a world where they can go on the internet and they can see headlines of when they were being born and their dad making it very known he didn't want them. So then you go back to your mother, yo. So now you got to ask, why was dad saying X, Y, and Z? Now you got to have an uncomfortable conversation. How is that fair to that child? Yo, your parents ever sat down and told you, yo, your dad never really ever wanted you. He was trying to tell me to abort that thing for a while.
First of all, you don't say that to the child.
But I'm saying
you have a conversation. Like at that point in your father's life, he was not ready to be a father.
But I'm saying in this age of the internet, when someone can get old enough, download the X app, go and type my dad's name in. Now they're seeing headlines, and now they're seeing all these, because you're gonna see the headline of what happened. Then you're gonna see all these jokes of basically insinuating what your dad was trying to say. And now when you take it to mom, you gotta ask mom, yo, why are they saying XYZ? She gotta sit there with the I eat ass face because she's stuck and don't know really how to tell you. Now I kind of just trapped your dad into having. I trapped your dad, and now you here.
God damn, Jamie, what happened? Jamie, forgive that woman.
That boy Jamie spitting. That boy Jamie spitting.
Jamie, forgive her.
That Jamie spitting. I don't know about being cracked out or dead, but he's spitting over there.
Jamie, forgive her.
Yeah, he's spitting. It's. I know it's a real nuanced conversation. It's real. It's. We're maybe not going as maybe deep as we could, but I don't know. I just think it's a little morally a little weird when. And I want to say, I feel this way if it was reversed. Like, let's say the man really wanted the baby, and the woman said, "I don't want to be a mother. Like, I don't want to bear children with you." And she says that to him. I'm with the same thing, yo.
A boot.
A boot. Like, about it. Like, but here's my thing. I came from two loving parents who, yes, technically I was a mistake, but they quickly were like, we're here. Let's just do this collectively.
Well, that's what you did back then. You didn't do that. That's what you did back then.
So I think
this country had morals.
Yeah. So, and Bam. Last thing I'm gonna say. So Bam's last thing he said was, as an athlete, you already know the deal with women, so stop making the same mistakes. I can say as a former athlete, a lot of the times we do, like when we're in these situations, oftentimes, maybe like the first couple times, we'll start off by wrapping it up, and somewhere in there, she says,
"You get too comfortable.
You don't need it anymore. You can just, you're the only one anyway. You just put it in.
You got to be smart.
You just gotta put it in." Now, I hear you. But to all my brothers out there, take your logical woulda, coulda, shoulda hat off. Put on your dude hat. Dude to dude, man to man.
Put on, man, that ass look fat.
I'm talking.
I get it. I've been there.
Take a
what?
And yes, Bam, I know I'm not a pro athlete, trust me. I'm asking all the dudes to take off your logical woulda, coulda, shoulda done hat. Put your man hat on. You've been in something a few times. And now you and now you know you about to do it again. And she says, no, you don't need to wear it. You can just put it in. It feels better when you it feels better when you just put it in anyway.
Dog,
y'all can tip tap on these computers and say, here we go, I'm still gonna wrap it up. I know what y'all.
Dog, this y'all, we're gonna wrap this up early tonight. Dog. That's it for tonight. That's all I got.
Jamie.
Jamie. Whoa. Yes, Kyle. All the pauses.
I'm not repeating.
Oh my God.
I'm not repeating that. Oh,
yo.
Last thing. This was such a Anthony Edwards took away from the real funny storyline from the NBA I wanted to talk about. Yo, last Thursday or Friday, a police presence was needed in an NBA locker room. But no, this was not the Rockets and Clippers, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's not.
This was the Pacers versus the Bucks.
You go ahead. I just got one question about this entire scenario, but you go ahead. You set the table.
So last week, ladies and gentlemen, the Pacers played the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Oh, it was either in Milwaukee. No, it was in Milwaukee. And Giannis sets a franchise record for points. I think he scored like 63, 4, somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that, in the 60s.
And during the same game, the Pacers had a rookie who scored their first basket, his first NBA basket. Okay. So after the game, Giannis is looking for the game ball to keep because he just set a franchise record, but he couldn't find it. And he was sure that the ball they gave him was not a game ball, was not the game ball. So you see Giannis cut the fuck up. You see him run into the locker room, basically run up in there, basically telling them, y'all gonna give me my fucking ball. And then he comes out of the locker room, and then he's yelling at Tyrese Halliburton, all up in his face too. Yo, you go get me my motherfucking ball. That's basically what he's saying. And Tyrese Halliburton's looking at him like, yo, dog, what? This ain't this. And you just see Dame Lillard there as the voice of reason. Yo, are you sure? So what happened again? Oh, damn. That's what happened? I don't know if it's really all that serious.
Mm-hmm.
So, all this over a game ball. Danny, I need to know, was this really that warranted? And if the answer is no, how would you compare this to the police presence that was needed in that Rockets versus Clippers game?
I don't think it was warranted. My only question is, what is Thanasis there for? Giannis's brother, because he can't hoop. This is your time to prove your value. You need to go get the ball for your brother. That's why you are here.
Did you see Thanasis on the bench when? Because that game was physical. Did you see Thanasis on the bench? He was getting ready to come in and start.
Yeah, he wasn't though, right? He was, for someone who was that animated. It didn't take a lot to hold him back.
Didn't take a lot.
You had one time to prove your value to this team.
That was it,
and you couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
What is he there for?
We don't know. We do not know.
Cal, no, I'm not saying his brother's the ball boy. I'm saying he's on that team because he is Giannis's brother. That's it. You got to do something to earn your keep.
You got to be the enforcer for your brother when shit gets rough.
Yeah, you can't just be Giannis's brother. You got to be something else. And when your brother's saying, man, I just scored 60 plus, I would like the game ball. You say, all right, bro, I got you. And then you go find a way to get him the game ball.
Yeah, you have to go in there and
you lie and get him a ball and tell him it's a game ball. Because if you tell him it's a game ball, he might believe you.
Yeah. Listen, I was watching the post conferences after that, and I just couldn't stop laughing. The whole time I'm watching it, and I'm just like, Adam Silver can come up with something, can come up with an idea so grand, like an in-season tournament, and it could take this league to places we've never seen it before. But at the essence of this league, what makes it great is the bullshit like this.
Yes.
Because it just goes to show that not only are these the best hoopers on planet Earth, but these are the most ego-filled, some of the most ego-filled athletes on planet Earth.
But ladies and gentlemen, all this over like this before.
All this was over a game ball. Dude, y'all got the win and you scored 60.
And you score, and the way he ran into the locker room was like the way old boy ran at LeBron when he busted his nose open.
Oh, Isaiah Stewart. Yeah, I mean, that poor little security guard just getting dragged. First off, as a security guard, yes, you get paid, but Giannis is damn near 7 feet, probably like 260, 270. Do you really think you about to stop that man?
You didn't watch? You watched The Wire, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Remember when Marlo goes into the store and steals a lollipop in front of the security guard, and the security guard's like, hey, man, I got to say something. That's what that was.
That's pretty much. It's my job. They're going to fire me if I don't say something.
I got to do something, Giannis. Sorry.
Oh, man. Speaking of the NBA, our guy Ja Morant, he should be returning to the court tonight, I believe.
Yeah, man.
Do you think Ja Morant can lead the Grizzlies to the postseason?
I wonder this on there. What are the Western Conference standings? Because I feel like they're at the bottom.
They're at the bottom. They are not near the top.
Yeah, I don't think so. What's their record? Ooh, no, okay, so the 13th, they're 6-19. Well, how many teams get in the play-in? Is it 10?
Yeah.
So they'd have to jump Utah, Golden State, and Phoenix. In Houston, I don't know if that's possible. Like, they're going to have to go on an amazing run, and Ja's not in game shape yet. So let's say it takes Ja a month to get into game shape. Now we're talking close to the All-Star break. I feel like we've run out of time.
Bro, 6 wins is fucking crazy, bro.
It's December. It's Christmas.
It's crazy. God. I feel for Ja. I just hope he really. I just hope he stays out of trouble. I hope he stays out of trouble. Keeps his nose clean. I think from here on, I don't think from here on out we will hear from Ja Morant like that. I think handle business. Ja, I just hope you take this time, be there for your team, hoop out, see where it goes. I think being in the play-in tournament, if you're able to just take that team to a play-in tournament, I think you can consider that a success.
Oh, absolutely. He's comeback player of the year if that happens.
Yeah, no, right. Now they're not going to give him any awards.
That's fair.
Shout out to Jaden Daniels, who won the Heisman over the weekend.
Yep.
He also announced to be heading to the NFL. Danny, do you think there's a chance he is one of the top 3 or 2 quarterbacks taken?
I don't think 2 or 3. Probably he's 4 to 6 range, but he's definitely first round pick.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. Who the quarterbacks this year? Caleb, Drake May. Who's that third guy? It might be Jaden. Jaden might be that third guy. Shador's not declaring for the draft. He's coming back.
He's going back to Colorado?
Yeah, I feel like Deion's not going to let him go. Deion has said multiple times he's not letting him go just yet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jaden might be number 3.
All I'm saying is after the resume he put together last year, I think if you're a team who – let me ask you this. If you're Jaden Daniels, do you want to go to a team that needs a QB, or do you want to go to a team that you can sit, maybe wait it out a few years, and then maybe have a chance to start down the road?
If you're Jay McDaniels, you want to go to Atlanta. Oh, I forgot about Penix. Yeah, Penix. I'm not a Bo Nix guy, so if you're Jay, you want to go to Atlanta, man. Atlanta's ready. Atlanta's ready. They just need someone who's competent. That's it.
If you're Atlanta, do you draft one, or do you go and get do you draft one, or do you go and see if Gardner Minshew may be available next year?
You draft one, because what's his face? What year is this for Kyle Pitts? Coming up year 4, so you got 2 more years of Kyle Pitts cost control, 3 more years of Drake London cost controlled, and then 4 years or 5 years of Bijan at a cheap contract. So if you get a quarterback now on a rookie contract, all those other guys can get paid, or you can make your decision before he's up. So you'll know Kyle Pitts situation, you know Drake London situation, you know where you're at with Bijan. And then when it's time for your rookie to get paid, like now you have a better understanding of what you want to do. If you go I think Justin Fields would be great in Atlanta, but you're close to playing Justin Fields. Do you want to pay Justin Fields now, or do you want to pay Jaden Daniels 5 years from now? It's up to you.
I think if you're Atlanta, you want to pay Justin Fields right now, because
I think so too.
Because how much longer can you put out that product on the field?
That's fair.
All right. Last couple things, Danny. First, I'm a Lakers fan, so Danny, quick ISO. Want to send our speediest recoveries and prayers to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yep. Broke a hip, I believe. He fell down the stairs.
Yeah, know what that feels like.
So definitely hope and praying for Kareem for speedy recovery. Lastly, Danny, on to our WWE talk. We haven't had it in a few weeks, but last couple of weeks we saw Randy Orton officially signed to SmackDown. Mm-hmm. We saw CM Punk officially signed to Raw. Last night was a great match between Gunther and Miz for an Intercontinental Championship. Let me ask you something. Between Randy Orton and CM Punk, who do you think wins a championship first in their return?
Definitely Punk. They're not. We've talked about this before. There are only 2 people right now who can logically beat Roman, and Randy Orton is not one of those people.
But CM Punk's on Raw, so
he'll beat Seth Rollins before Roman drops the belt to Randy. Like Roman and Randy will fight at the Rumble. It'll be a great match. Randy will lose, and then Randy's going to enter the Rumble. CM Punk and Seth.
Oh, you're saying they're gonna start the show.
Yes, because usually at the Rumble's the last match, so you have the other matches first, so the Rumble's the last. So yeah, like Roman and Randy will be the first or second. Roman will win, and then maybe Randy comes, screw Solo over, and now you got Solo Randy at WrestleMania, and then Cody Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Do you think we get Cody Roman 2 years in a row?
We should. We should start building Cody now so he can. But he and Solo are the only 2 people that can beat Roman right now, and people would be like, okay.
So here is what I think will happen. I think at the Royal Rumble, we are going to get not the Royal Rumble, at Mania, because I think CM Punk wins the belt at Mania.
Yes, I hope
But
not, but that probably will
I
happen.
don't think they have CM Punk pin Seth Rollins because I actually think Seth Rollins and CM Punk have real beef. So I
Yeah, I
don't
think
think
they
they're
hate
gonna.
each other for real.
So I don't think Triple H is gonna have Seth actually pin or get pinned by CM Punk. What I honestly see happening at Mania is a triple threat match,
Okay.
triple threat or fatal 4-way match. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre, or
Okay.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Jey Uso.
I'd like.
Or my third one, Seth Rollins, triple threat. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Listen to this one. Cody Rhodes. And then at WrestleMania, Jay versus Roman.
Do you think Jay? I don't think Jay has enough cachet. Like Jay would have to win the Rumble then. So I don't
Or
think Jay has enough.
what about the option of Roman not defending that title at WrestleMania
He
instead
has
of
to. It's
no?
bad
But
enough
what if?
we don't see Roman 4 times a year.
But I'm saying, like, what if Roman's match at WrestleMania is a big match, but it's bloodline related? I
Nah,
think we're leading that way because Jimmy's he's been getting the thoughts of like, what if they would cross me? Like, what do I got to do to really? Nah, I mean,
I think you got to take care of that like fast lane. Like Roman has to he has to defend the titles at WrestleMania. There's no negotiating that. Like if you want to say he doesn't defend it at the Rumble, okay, I'll listen to it. But no, he has to defend the titles at WrestleMania. For real, if we really want to do it, he can defend one belt one night and the other belt the next night if we really want to get into it. But
nah, they not
Seth
they're
already
moving
has his
forward with just
belt.
the one belt now.
They're
Just moving forward with the one belt. They won't.
So
They don't.
yeah,
I don't even know if they
Roman
let him carry the 2 belts anymore. Like he just carries the 1 belt.
Roman has to defend the title.
We'll see. I just think Roman's in a spot where like the person who beats him they have to be so over. So like to be so over, you have to start building that now.
Yeah, you got to start building Cody now. Or like last week, Roman said Solo is next. Roman dubbed Solo the next head of the table. So like logically that works. Well, all right. Well, if you think I'm next, well, I'm ready now.
Could be. I could potentially see that. That could also give Roman a chance to come back as a face too.
Yeah, like Roman loses to Solo at the
Takes like 6 months to a year off.
Yeah.
Pops back up.
And that means Paul Heyman being the mouthpiece for Solo. Like that includes Paul. Like Paul and Solo plotting against Roman so Solo can be in charge.
Yeah, I can see it. I think that'd be fun. I think the bloodline, all in all, I just think the bloodline takes the belt away from Roman before a Cody takes the belt from Roman.
Now that I agree. Yeah, if we had to rank who, yes, someone from the bloodline, preferably Solo, has to beat Roman.
Yeah. But that should really give people like a real look into how good Roman Reigns is a champion. Because you can't even like dump that belt off to someone.
Nope.
You can't. Who knows? Who knows? Danny, this has been one of the more fun and very, very good combos. I want to shout out before we get out of here. I want to give a quick shout out to Kyle, Jamie, Bam, and Keely. Thank you guys so much for pulling that. Make sure you guys are following Speak On It Pod. That is Speak On It _pod on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all of the above. This is actually going to be our last show for the next 2 weeks. Danny and I are going on our holiday break. Obviously, next week we have Christmas, and then the week after that we have New Year's. I'm actually going to be in Florida for New Year's, so yeah, I'm going to be in Disney World for New Year's. So it's going to be up and it's going to be stuck. Yo, believe it or not, I actually got my Disney ears. All right, Danny, while I open this, Bam wants to know, is Eric Bieniemy going to be the next head coach of the Washington Commanders?
You would think so, but they're the Commanders. They are going to screw this up. So no, he won't be. Oh, so that's Epcot? Is that Darth Vader and that's the Death Star?
Yeah. Hold on. Did Ron Rivera get fired or something?
No, but he will. Ron Rivera's gone. He's gonna get fired.
So here's one pair of ears. I'm gonna let Sydney wear these actually.
Okay. I know you were a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So I actually got these the last time I went to Disney World last October. So I'm gonna let Sydney wear these because the ones she had ordered aren't gonna be here in time for our trip. Here are the new ones though. These new ones, fire. Got to be careful with them.
Oh, is that Iron Man? No, that's Kang.
Jonathan Majors, I had you in mind when I bought these. Didn't know you was gonna get fired from your job a few days later. Last one. Come on.
Oh yeah, those are fire.
I know.
I like the Kang ones. The Kang ones are hilarious.
I know. Yeah. These weren't even that really expensive. They're like 25.
Oh, that's it. They Etsy or are they from the store?
Yeah, they're Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah. Bruh, I'm gonna be in Disney World like this. Hold on.
Too bad Kang doesn't have any lines because he got fired before he can give them to us.
You're right. You're right.
Marvel, give me a call. I'll be a great Kang.
Yeah. Listen, Jonathan Majors, this is what I'm gonna ask. This is the only thing I'm gonna ask you. A wise man in a movie once asked, how the hell you get fired on your day off?
Here's the only thing about Kang, and then we can call it a night. Like, I don't want to spoil Quantumania, but it's been out long enough. Like, the second Ant-Man beat his ass.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No.
Oh, shit. My bad. My bad. Y'all, we appreciate all the support through the year. We appreciate you.
Yo, if you're on Instagram, tomorrow night, I am going to be doing Function Wednesdays. Function Wednesdays, I'm spending on IG. I'm starting every morning off with a mix. Listen, support a local DJ.
And I think that's it for 2023 for us. We appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all, as always, for showing so much support this year. We will be back better than ever next year. And, of course, we'll be bringing some homies in so y'all can get in on more of these combos. Just make sure y'all don't come in with the spice that Akili did earlier this year. Probably still one of my funniest moments.
That's the moment of the year. Like, Akili is the moment of the year by far. We'll catch y'all next year.
Peace.